He was carrying his patrol's entire supply of army-issued methamphetamine. Having skied more than 400 kilometers, he was found and admitted to a nearby hospital, where his heart rate was measured at 200 beats per minute and he weighed only 43 kilos. 400 kilometers is approximately the distance from the top to the bottom of England. Hello and welcome to this casted game played on Two Lakes Duel between Finnish name, and he's up against StoBeZ, who now goes by the name of FFS. StoBeZ ranked, last I checked, he was like ranked 10th or something. He has been going down a little bit lately. Finn, can't remember his rank, I think it was about 40th. And yeah, the two divisions are 24th, which I think is the second strongest division in the game after 39Y, potentially even the strongest division in the game. But no, I think 39Y does have a couple extra tools that just help it out a bit. And Finn is playing as Berlin Command, which is definitely one of the divisions of all time. It's definitely a division in the game. Berlin Command relies on Nighthawks to try and snipe key targets, and it's got a lot of infantry. It's got a couple tanks. It's got a few tanks. Chieftain Mark 10s, Meep Abrams, and the AMX, the cheaper AMX 30B. And yeah, Berlin, a difficult division to play properly. It's got a lot of disadvantages, so it's not got a good air force. It's got the Nighthawks, but the only ASF it has is the Harrier. Which isn't much of an ASF. It's only got the short range missiles on it. It doesn't seem to have Sky Flash on it. I don't know. Is there a Harrier Sky Flash variant? Is there a Harrier AMRAAM variant? There probably is a Harrier AMRAAM variant because of the Marines use it, but I don't know if that's in time frame. I would assume there must be Sky Flash on some Harriers somewhere within time frame, but not for me to decide. Let me know in the comments section. Historical accuracy is my forte. I know that Britain won every war it ever fought in. Yeah, so Berlin, tough div to play. 24th is like easy peasy. You just spam these endless waves of infantry with IFVs. Berlin doesn't get IFVs. Backed up by an extremely strong air force. You get a Strike Eagle instead of a noobhawk. And you get lots and lots and lots of planes. F4 Phantoms, 4 per card in the Kellerman update. And yeah, we'll get on with the deployment. So Finn opting to rush into Zulu, and the rush consists of 2 B team. These guys used to be called A team, now they're called B team. And they've got satchels which aren't very good. It's mainly the fact that they've got the MP5s and the AT4s. So he's got 2 of them going to there, but you'll notice that because the way the roads work, the vehicles won't be in cover. And then 2 Foxes, and the Foxes are going ham over to Delta, and they're actually fast moved instead of attack fast moved, so they won't stop to shoot. They'll shoot while moving with their stabilized radars. Historical accuracy, of course, my strong suit. And then you've got 3 Polizei Reserve. These are just meat for the machine. I prefer RAF rifles, but Polizei Reserve can work as well, and they're 10 men. They're disheartened, but they're security for 25 points. No AT. 2 Stingers. Stingers are going back here, and an Engineer Flash going a bit further in, backed up all by an AMX-30B, which has an autocannon. This is basically like a glorified IFV. Don't see it like a tank. See it like an IFV, like a really good BMP, BMP-1. So this is like a very good BMP-1 gun, probably the best way of thinking about it. It's sort of like a super IFV. I mean, it's very much a light tank, basically. Very good against infantry because of the autocannon, and the autocannon has super duper accuracy, higher accuracy than the gun. Because the autocannon is slave to the gun's fire control, the autocannon has the same accuracy as the gun, smiley face. Except it's actually 20% more. One, of course, a game made in France. Chocolate Eclairs going over to here, and then another Fox, and this guy's just going to go ham down here. It's very ballsy. I don't think it's going to work, because if there's one unit here, you know, anybody in this field with an ATGM can stop that, but we'll see what happens. For mid, we've got 2 more B team, and one's going to here, one's going to here. I'm surprised. Oh no, and then we've got 2 sects, and one of those is going to the left, and one of them's going to the church. Because, of course, religious people could see further than atheists. As you can see, a religious person could see very far, whereas this atheistic dwelling next door can't see so far. I do explain this a lot, but there's always new viewers, and so I need to make that clear to everybody. Got a Stinger team, and he's going to the here. I'm surprised he doesn't put the Stinger in the church as well, actually, because that does also benefit from the extra vision. And a Milan team going here, and you can also put a Milan team in the church. Obviously, the problem with overstacking the church is that you lose all your guys to one Strike Eagle. 1 CV, Infantry, going to Papa. No CV for the left. And then 2 more Foxes on the right, and they're going deep behind enemy lines, hypothetically. Switching to StoBeZ's deployment, and he's got, he is playing the far better division in my eyes. Another problem Berlin Command has is that they've got no long-range AA. They have to rely on manpads. So you've got manpads and pivads going up against the Strike Eagle, whereas 24th does not have that problem. So 24th has all the advantages Berlin has. It has the Strike Eagle instead of the Noobhawk. It has lots of infantry, and it also has lots of advantages that Berlin doesn't have. So it's got lots of IFVs, it's got lots of tanks, it's got good AA, it's got good ASFs. Yeah, it is what it is. So, sniper team going to here, and there's also scouts, and the scouts are going quite hard into Oscar. It's worth mentioning at this point that the red has the easier map side, and the reason for that is because of where the deployments go. If you've got forward deployed on red, you get to here when blue gets to about here. And the same is not true on the right side. The same is not true on the right side, just in terms of timings. Obviously, if you don't put any, it looks like there's nobody going that way. But just in terms of timings, red can get into Oscar, and blue before blue can, and blue can't really get into Zulu before red can. So, if you disagree with that, let me know so I can tell you why you're wrong. So StoBeZ going to X-ray, and then he's going to pass this out of X-ray and just keep it in the forest, which is interesting. Good way to keep it safe. And yeah, he's just going into Oscar because he can. Quite a weak deployment. So military police, which is a squad. It's just infantry for 40 points, no RPG. 2 MGs, and it's got the MP tag. So you compare that to Jaeger, which are like 50 or something. Anyway, and then Engineer's Flash going in there, and a Bradley going to here. And that is the more expensive Bradley. No, it's not. It's the cheaper Bradley, because it does not have the TOW 2A. TOW 2, of course, still extremely good. Stinger going to Zulu, 2 Cobras for the Oscar attack. And then lots more guys. So you got military police going into the town, Engineer's Flash going into the town, MP Patrol with the recoilless rifle also going into the town, Scouts going to here, Chaparral going to there. Chaparral, of course, carries 12 missiles now, so you don't need to buy a supply with it at the start. Recon Bradley going to here, and a Meep Abrams going to Alpha and then to Zulu. So we'll cast the game, and I'll do it from this perspective because I'm already here. So I'd like to take this time to thank the generous channel joiners, of which there are many. You get your name on the screen, you get the videos early, you get members-only videos, which are just videos that I can't fit into the release schedule, so I might as well upload them anyway, and members get those. And you support the channel. 1 membership is worth 2,000 views. So if you're feeling bad about your ad block, you could subscribe for 1 month. Watch all those members only videos, and then I think there are about 6 now, and then cancel it. And then you're covered to use your ad block for the next 5 years without feeling guilty. So StoBeZ's decision to not the scouts could have been here to stop this. Basically, they don't have an AT, but they just slow it down a bit. And meanwhile, you see what I was on about, how red gets into Oscar really quite fast. So we got 2 engagements here, so I'm just going to split the camera. You see that the Cobras are just not that good anymore. The Fox almost kills it, I think autocannons are a bit too good against helicopters. These foxes might actually finish that Cobra off. Look at that, even while they're moving. Bradley's opening up on that Fab Milan, and it does get it with the Milan team still inside. That Cobra goes down, this Cobra's still up. Finn's moved in here. Once that flash runs out, and that flash runs out, there's no supply for either of them. And the Stinger gets 2 shots, 2 hits, so that's 2 Cobras down there, and I think the Cobras are... It's not that they're weak, it's just the rockets have been nerfed loads, so they are weak. And autocannons are a bit too good against helicopters. I'm hoping we get the opportunity to see the same X-30B against a Cobra, because you'll see what I mean. And Finn's got a foothold in here, and now he's bought the CV, because StoBeZ, of course, on a +2. He needs a supply, just 120-point supply, get those 8 flashback, you know? And he needs to push up a bit more, because he does have the advantage right now. Over on the other side, PCB and Sex are having a great time, and they are beating the Engineer Flash, because once they run out of Flash, they're not very useful. The Satchels, of course, not really being shot because the range is terrible, and they're not very good anyway. They fire 4 times a minute. Used to be 4 times higher fire rate. And here we go, Strike Eagle's out. So, big expense, but basically invincible. And yeah, you see that hit there. Taking out that tank basically for free. Stingers didn't even get a chance to shoot it. Oh no, he's coming back over the Stingers. They might get a shot off. And they don't. They don't even manage to aim in time. And he actually aimed for that. So there were 2 guys in there, weren't there? It was 1 Sec, 1 PCB. They're all dead. Noobhawk out for Finn, but of course... Oh yeah, the 2 Foxes got down here, and they managed to command zone captured. Sadly, that's all that comes up when anybody dies in this glorious Kellerman update. So there go the Foxes. It's a shame, because if he'd... You know, you don't want to just run them into Bradley's. You want to keep them alive. And now we see the counter play. Counter OP plane. And that's going for a 2-man sniper team. And it does get it along with its transport. This military police does not bring an AT option. So the flash can be moved up, but obviously Finn doesn't know that. And then he's just destroying the buildings, I guess. I'm very surprised from the lack of... Oh, here we go. So Foxes got round the back, and they're blowing up transports. And you'll see now that the Apache... 230-point Apache versus the 2 Foxes... No, the Fox needs to chase. Fox needs to... No, don't target switch. You got to get after that. Miss micro from Finn there could have killed that. Just needed 1 more volley, but instead, because it's on attack move, he's just shooting at the next closest target, because this has been moved out. So yeah, big miss micro. PC coming in here. You hate to see it, because he could have killed that. And that's 1 per card, so it's very much worth getting. But yeah, I think he did get a couple transports on the road here. 1 returning one, 1 outgoing tow Humvee. Another outgoing one. Sadly, don't know their contents. All it says is command zone captured whenever anybody dies. And here we go. So he has bought some supplies, and he's bringing in the rifles for the AT, and that will deal with this Meep if they can get in range. So even Stevens for now, but it's about to be a +1 for Finn. And yeah, he's quite intelligently moving the Fox out. There's no point leaving it there. It will go down. And yeah, you just see destroyed. Who knows what it was. And this is how the flash fighting works. You just get your 2 flash. You could get 4 if you're feeling really ballsy. And you just send them in, fire all 8 flash, and then run out. And then go get yourself supplied. So StoBeZ needs a bit more supply here. And here we go, next Strike Eagle coming out. Berlin doesn't really have an answer to this. But the 4 Stingers did manage to get 1 shot off, and he should really evac that, and he does, because if he takes another Stinger hit, he's going to die. So just every time these things are off cooldown, it's just free kills, although that's going to be gone for a while now because of the repair. And yeah, you just see the difference in infantry quality. Polizei Reserve does not stand up to military police and engineers flash. So this CV's probably got to get out of here. 2 noobhawks for Finn. They're both... No, they are targeting different things. No ASF for StoBeZ, and there goes the CV. Yeah, so he needs to get these out of here right now, because here comes the ASF. 4 per card Phantoms with 7 missiles in this Kellerman update. And as soon as he sees it, he's going to kill it, because these things have no ECM. So, really, really poor play from Finn there, leaving the Nighthawks to get the second bombs off, because now he's down 1 Nighthawk, and that didn't have to happen. Didn't have to happen. And in the meantime, StoBeZ managed to kill the CV. Is he going to get the second one? He's flying over a lot of stingers, but you see very high ECM. So yeah, still +1 for Finn, because the zone's actually neutral. And the Fox, yeah, taking... Do you see what I mean? You send over the recon helicopter. It's not the Fox, it's just all autocannons do that. All autocannons do that to all helicopters. I think there's basically a multiplier in the game, and they've just put that up too high. So you see what I mean about this basically being an IFV. Yeah. Good micro from StoBeZ, trying to keep his stuff alive. And he's managed to recapture the zone. These rifles here, not really in a good position to help. It's good to keep one there, but surely the other one could be moved into here to help out. These guys don't have AT, so this guy's going to be okay. And he did lose 1 flash there. Really use a recon unit here. And here comes the CV. Fox managed to get round the back, and it kills something, but we don't know what, and now it is dead to the meep. So, thus ends the Fox's tirade. This military police is shooting somebody who's not shooting back. Oh, it's shooting, it must be the Stingers. Although I'm surprised the Stingers aren't shooting back, given that they've got guns. A bit of an odd one. These MPs will kill that Stinger eventually. He's not going to noob hawk it, is he? This is Sonderwagen with its security tag. Gets good, an extra level of optics when stood still. So it has very good optics right now. It's about to be very dead. And with that, this is going to lose targeting. So where's he going to send it now? So engineer's flash being used intelligently. Now he needs to just send them back and get them resupplied. Get the flash back. That's why you have them. It's just for flash. A flashback arrestor is something you put on like a flammable gas cylinder or something to stop the flame from going back inside the gas cylinder and blowing it up. You know that thing all those funny teenagers do where they... good kill. Gets 2 there. And here we go. So 2 rifles paying for itself now. And so there you go. 2 rifles. Good idea. And we see the Raden purchase, which... This is the autocannon equivalent for Berlin. Sadly, 40 points. It's far too expensive. It is an FV432 1 armor with a Raden on it. It should really be like 25, which is what it used to be. National Guard Apache, gotta be careful. There's a lot of Stingers there. This is the one that got saved before. So if that Fox hadn't killed that, you know, Garcia, we'll see how much work Garcia gets done. And these engineers not being micro very well, they need to be pulled back or they're gonna die. And yeah, there goes 1. And there goes the other. MP patrols, of course, with their rocket launchers. Recoilless rifles. Backed up by a Bradley, which does have an angle on that house. Artillery purchased for Finn. Yeah, on these small maps it's good to have an artillery. I'm surprised he bought 2, because obviously he could really use some more infantry in here. What he should really have is a tank here. A tank with a recon with some manpads here. Obviously that's an expensive do, but you just move these Stingers up to here, right? Because what are these 2 doing here? If they're there with a recon, they can shoot all the reinforcements to this zone and until he clears it out, you know, you've got him. And that's why you need the Stingers, because you'll send the Strike Eagle in for it. Phantom just chilling out. He's got them on 4 availability per card. So he can afford to, you know, waste them. And yeah, it's interesting to see, you know, Berlin, the infantry division, getting out infantry by 24th. Which is also an infantry division, I suppose. Yeah, it can work. He knows they're around there somewhere, and he's getting some free hits, so that's something at least. I say free. He's paid 240 points for this. Noobhawks coming back around, and StoBeZ, no commitment to AA. Oh, actually, he's bought a Chaparral, and he's got the Eagle in the air now, so I'd be very, very surprised if this survives. So he's sending it back, but he's sending this forwards, and you might say, well, how does he see it? He doesn't. He's listening for it. He can hear it. So that guy flies over 6 Stingers and dies, but he takes the Noobhawks with him, and that is huge. Because you get 2 Noobhawks, you get 4 Eagles. So, actually, do you? I know you get 8 Phantoms. Do you get 4 Eagles? Either way, the point still stands, which is that Noobhawk's dead. So yeah, he didn't actually see that. That's why it wasn't on an attack move. What he was doing was he was listening to the sound, because you can hear the sound of units that you can't see in this game. So you can hear the whistle of the Nighthawk, and then you just send the jet. And then because it's got 0% ECM, you know. Just unfortunate RNG for Finn, you know, 2 missiles fired, 2 missiles hit, but when you've got 0% ECM, the luck's not on your side. Bradley goes down to Radan spam, and these guys, there's no AT4s in here, so the Radans could actually just sweep this, but he's not to know that. Thing is, the Meep will kill all these one at a time. I could have sworn there was a Meep back here. Ah, he just got hit by the... So this is going to get side shot now. He's going to get side shot and die. Because look at that. But sadly, the enemy Meep is not far forwards enough to shoot it, so... Smoked and backed. The Radans do get smoked. That's something at least. And yeah, still artillery in. It's good. If you buy artillery, you should use it. I'm just very surprised that there's no... Even in ATGM here. Because this is the reinforcement road, so this is where you want to be. But you can sort of accomplish something similar on this side. The Radans are all dying. Oh, the Meep gets hit. I think it'll lose targeting. It does. How does he see that? I guess because of this. Recon Bradley paying for itself. And the Berlin Horde is moving in. No counterplay on this side. You see those FR Polizei Reserve, but the Radans are just not really contributing much. And they're all dying. Like, the ones here are doing well. The ones in the town are doing well, because these guys... You know, the M67 is heat, and it's not that good, so... I mean, these only have 1 armor. So that's cool, and then the next step is to bring up some Milans, and he is actually doing that. You know, you've taken the zone, now you need a CV, or you can buy that next tick, get some more units in there first. And some Milans. And yeah, 24th in Kellerman. Second strongest div in the game, in my opinion, after 39Y. And it's losing to this really bad div. Well, Berlin, sort of middle of the road division. It's very difficult to play properly because of the weaknesses. 24th doesn't really have any weaknesses. It does not get the heaviest of tanks. That is its weakness. Wowee. So, now Finn's shooting his own guys with artillery because of the queued orders, so he needs to fix that. Because, yeah, he should be sending rounds to here, really. This thing's just constantly whiffing ATGM, so things coming down this road. It gets 12, though, so it doesn't really matter. Extra Meeps purchased for StoBeZ. And he has managed to move up to here. These eclairs should beat that fire team, especially with the recoilless rifles helping out. This is basically Berlin light rifles' supposed advantage, is that they get these recoilless rifle squads with 10 men. Whereas 24th gets the same squad, but with fewer men. Here it is. Only 5 men, but it's 55 points. It also gets a military police tag. I think 55 is a bit expensive for that. Blimey. Don't understand why that's so expensive. But it is what it is. So, yeah, the Milan 2 is opening up, but it's only got 2 HP, and when you're spotted like this, it's very difficult. So he needs to pull it out of there, otherwise it's just going to die. And yeah, you see the, you know, 24th just got so many options. This Milan has gotta get some heals. So, yeah, he's unloading his fire team 84s, they're gonna move back in. But the Milan 2s are doing work. This is bailed out, so it can't be selected. Nothing can be done with it until it heals. But usually it just dies. Mirage 4 bomber purchased here. We'll see how useful this is. It's got 16 bombs, but it drops them in a big long line. So reasonably effective. Got like 2 infantry there, because you see we got 2 command zone captured. And it harmed a lot of vehicles. But yeah, because the accuracy on this is so high, even if it's low cohesion, it's still going to be very good. That Bradley went down. And finally a CV purchase for Finn. But he was right to bring in these Milans and these extra infantry first. Needs a guy in this, a recon in this building. Recon in this building. Because these guys have security, they act as pseudo recon, they get good optics when they're stood still, so he really needs to move one of them up to here. One of them up to here. Because he doesn't have good vision. At least he's not artillery in himself anymore. This guy somehow survives, and these fire teams have made it all the way in just due to lack of concentration. Like, these guys can easily move that out, but he's just not paying attention. And now this could actually just be driven in there. Like, this is why you need a guy in the church. Like a Milan 2 in the church, because that can cover both roads. But the main fight is here. And all of Finn's tanks have died. So there was like multiple meeps here just died to the TOW 2 spam. He's bought another one. And yeah, you see 24th just does not run out of infantry. But Berlin shouldn't either. Just poor micro here. Like, these guys should have moved this out. These guys should be resupplied. There is, after all, a supply here. This Milan should be in that church. But yeah, we get to see the cool explodey. On this side, this town's seen better days. Still +2 for Finn, of course. 2 Lakes duel, quite low point numbers, makes for a much longer game. Whereas regular 2 Lakes is over in a jiffy because the points are like, what, +3? They used to be +3, they might be +2 now. And here we go. So, military police mixed in to keep the dragons unsuppressed, which is something. So these Polizei Reserve for some reason are not classed as military police, so that's something that's not being replicated on the other side. Chieftain Mark 10's purchased now, must have run out of meeps. And yeah, you just see StoBeZ taking the town back. Here we go. Somebody's been spotted, but he's not moving anything up to assist. So these guys might actually lose to the 2 enemy teams. Because they're outnumbered. And these guys aren't helping. And yeah, Berlin doesn't run out of infantry either. They also get Berlin light rifles. Lots of tanks here, but this one can shoot and these can't. Looks like the Chieftain missed and the meep hit. Just a major skill issue from the Chieftain user there. Just choosing to miss at this crucial moment with a 65% accuracy. Should have had 70% accuracy. And yeah, these MP patrols with the M67s being used by great effect. The Dragons have minimum range, but the M67s don't, so we lose 2 in the transports there, and that really didn't need to happen. Really didn't need to happen. These chieftains, yeah, they've got to get back and get supplied. So, it all comes down to the micro with these recoilless rifles. So they've got good range, they can shoot at infantry and at vehicles. And so that's the advantage of the squad. So as soon as they run out of recoilless rifles, you need them back repairing, you don't have them shooting. The decision to not put this on return fire as well was also a poor decision, because now he's been spotted. Because he's shooting. And as long as he shoots, he'll be revealed. And yeah, still... Right, so he's reacting. Now he needs to send this guy back or he'll die. And yeah, so you see that the Berlin light rifles beat the MP patrol, but the MP patrol crucially are kept alive so that they can get their recoilless rifles back, because the recoilless rifle's just so powerful. It's, imagine if you had a regular fire team carrying around a wombat. Or imagine if an SPG-9 squad was 5 men. That's what this is. So the artillery, yeah, at least it's shooting. Need some supply for it. And all 3 of those tanks actually survived, so that's good. I'd be tempted to... So another thing you can do, which neither guy has done yet, is you turn off cover on your tanks. Oh, actually, StoBeZ already has that turned off. There you go, Strike Eagle annihilates another, basically invincible, particularly when there's no long-range AA. Decision to bring the 82mm mortars is interesting, because they are bad. And here comes the next one. And yeah, so he gets hit by a Stinger. So it's just 3 kills every time it's off cooldown. It's a lot better than the noobhawk, because it's actually got survivability. Noobhawk doesn't have that. So there you go. So the mortars are actually pushing StoBeZ back. I could have sworn Berlin.com got 120mm mortars. So it's still +2 for Finn. This town's seen better days. And it's just, at this point, it's about spending your points. You don't spend your points for 2 minutes, you just lose, because the enemy just overwhelms you. So yeah, good micro and spending your points, and crucially he's brought a recon up with his tanks this time. He needs to send the chieftain as well. So yeah, having a mortar is good. I guess he doesn't know where the enemy is, and these have run out, so they need resupplying. He's not doing that. So the Meep takes 1 damage from each AMX-30B shot, because they are heat. So they only do 1... Well, if the armor was less, they'd do more than 1 damage, but they do minimum 1 damage. Whereas a kinetic projectile, such as features on the Meep, if this tried to engage a T-80UD at max range, because it would do 0 damage, it would actually just not shoot. It would not shoot the target. It just says, I can't do anything. So the AMX-30s at least can deal 1 damage, and they would deal 1 damage to this, and they'd deal 1 damage to a UD. So that Meep goes down, and you see the main advantage is the suppression. They're only dealing 1 damage, sure, but they're suppressing them. That's making them shoot slower. The enemy Meep, that Finn's Meep, is not suffering from that disadvantage. So decent micro, like he's saving them. He's saving them. But yeah, where's the recon? The Sonderwagen needs to be up here with the tanks, because they can't see anything. And the mortars, yeah, good mortars still firing. These need supply. There was a CV here, and now there is not. So did he send it into here and it died? It's sort of looking like that. That's a Bradley. And that's a CV car. Yep, that's a Mutt CV. So, engine's still running apparently. So yeah, fire team Dragons with the Dragon 2s, pretty dangerous, but the TOW 2, a lot more dangerous. Pivad's finally purchased, which is something that can detect and shoot at the Strike Eagle from a little bit further away, so do give an advantage. Lost a chieftain there, was that? I think. And yeah, good work on resupplying the tanks. Just still very surprised by the lack of a tank here. Just 1 tank here. Let me know, Finn. Why is there no tank here? And this Apache... Oh, this is a different guy. whatever he was called, Gonzalez Garcia. He must have died. But the Hellfires will clean this up very, very quickly. Look how fast they shoot. I guess 8 of them. And yep, that's one dead chieftain. So it needs a stinger in this building, really. But yeah, good micro from StoBeZ on the Apache. Just, he knows about the stingers because he keeps losing planes to them. Oh, well, his planes keep surviving them. And so he's just using the helicopter defensively. Shooting things defensively. Smoke out. But for what? Mirage 4 bomber back up, and oh, that's a good line. Good line on target. So, good hits. Doesn't do too much to the vehicles. Not sure what it took a hit from. Must have been a Chaparral, because I was going to say the Strike Eagle hasn't fired any missiles. Strike Eagle, of course, able to defend itself with its 4 AIM-9Ms. I do wish laser-guided bombs, television, the LGBTs, I wish they worked like they do in Red Dragon, where you can split them. You can split them across multiple targets. In this, they're a bit weird. If you right-click, so if you drop the bomb and then right-click somewhere else, the bomb doesn't keep its targeting. And I'm pretty sure they've still not fixed that. So yeah, it's good that the mod... Ah, here we go. So this will just kill another 2 rifles now. And it eats a stinger, but that's not 2 stingers. And no more AA coming out from Finn. He's just spamming Radens. Needs infantry, really. But with all the buildings destroyed, it's kind of difficult to put him anywhere. And he did move that stinger up to here, but now it's in a world of hurt, 'cause it's going to die unless he moves it back. And it is dead. He was forced to divert some forces to here, I suppose. There's definitely more here than there were before. And Finn still on a +2. So you see the AMX-30B, not that much AP. And we'll go down there. So it got a direct hit on this 3 armor Bradley, just didn't kill it. But that's what I meant. It's an IFV with a gun. It's not a tank with an autocannon. It's an IFV with a gun. And that will obviously make you treat it as it should be treated, instead of sending it up against tanks. Still no ATGM here, so units free to move down this road for the whole game. There was an attempt to cut it from this side, which has been repelled by StoBeZ. 1 meep versus 2 meep. You got chieftains back here, but they're not helping out. You've even got meeps back here. So this needs to smoke them back, because the next volley could just kill it. Yeah, and that was a miss as well, so he didn't even get that. But it was 2v1. I think he was focusing on something else. Yeah, like telling his mortars to shoot the tank. There's no CV here for StoBeZ. It's interesting, right? Because this is a +2, with 10 minutes left, StoBeZ would have to completely take this zone back, which would put it to even. Then he'd have to take this zone. Then he'd probably have to take one of the back 2 zones as well to have a chance of getting 1,000 points in 10 minutes. Because Finn's basically been ticking up for the last 30 minutes, and he's only got 1,000 points. Fox is trying to go around the side, but not really. And I'm not sure about this at all. I think a much better play would have been to send him down this forest, perhaps. I mean, this is just open. If he had got a CV car, you know, a couple infantry, you just drive him through the forest, stick him in here, a couple stingers, CV car, maybe a couple ATGMs, depends how much you want to invest. Whereas, you know, that, he's coming around the side, but it's not enough around the side for the main forces to not hit it, so... Bit of a wasted opportunity there, and there's just nothing here either for StoBeZ. He's just salt warring now, I guess. But the CV does come in. Salt warring, a term from EU4 and Paradox games in general. Basically, you know, you can also call it nation ruin, but basically, you know your nation is not going to be #1, and so you just hit the guy that you don't like repeatedly, just to weaken him as much as possible, thus weakening yourself in the process known as salt warring. And I do see this at this stage as a salt war, because with 8 minutes left, even if he does fully retake this zone, then what? He'd have to push all the way back to here. And this Stinger's been doing good work, but the Cobra being landed there and will probably be resupplied. Is this the tracked one? It is. And there you go, see, you put the Meep on the main road, and then you can just shoot everything coming down this road. And that's what he's doing. Look, check this out. That is an amazing screenshot. Look at that, you can see the infantry. I might call it the highway of death. Oh, that's such a good screenshot. Shame I can't hide the panel and stuff. I'll have to come back later. It really is a beautiful game. Do you like it when I zoom in? Genuine question. Obviously, when I'm playing myself, it's difficult to zoom in, because zoom in is losing. This guy is going to make it. He's only got 3 HP. And he lost one to the artillery. But he will neutralize the zone, which will put him on a +1. And Finn's definitely run out of tanks now, because now he's just buying CV tanks. 24th, of course, would not have that problem. Like, look, he's still not run out of Bradleys. And I'm very happy to see the stuff firing all game. Obviously, these two were not firing. And these could be sold. This could be sold. Get some points back. But just put them on fire at will. If you're not going to use them, put them on fire at will. People don't like doing it because they're like, oh, but what if I need it? You know? What if it shoots something that's moving? Because that's something fire at will does. It will try and hit moving targets, and and then it won't. You know, it will obviously miss them. But it's better than it not shooting. Oh, this is aiming now. Maybe it is on fire at will. It might be. Yeah, they probably are on fire at will because they're not both shooting the same thing. So I think they have been put on fire at will here. I hear Strike Eagle. Here we go. Free tank kill, but he's going quite deep over the Stingers and the Pivads. He might lose it. And he does. So, a bit too greedy there. If he'd sent a Wild Weasel first, he wouldn't have lost that. 24th, of course, getting access to Seed, and actually so does Berlin come. It gets a Seed bomber, a very, very expensive Mirage 4 Strat bomber with Seed and HE bombs on it. Yeah. That Minstrel's not long for this world. So, that is exciting. And still +2 for Finn. That's got a smoke or it's dead. Yeah, Toe 2's got it. And this does it have smoke? But yeah, StoBeZ has managed to burst through here, crucially, in the last 5 minutes. Second Strike Eagle purchased, and it's going for the meat, but it's flying over the same shit. And I'm actually very surprised that survived, because Minstrels, of course, have 65% accuracy. But because of the repair time on that, we won't see that again this game. So that is effectively dead, because there's only 5 minutes left. So, looks like Finn took his eye off the ball here and didn't spend his points for a couple of minutes. And that's what we were sort of talking about. So, StoBeZ has managed to burst through here in the last couple of minutes of the game. He's keeping his guys in his transports, because he's probably going to go hard on, what is this, Lima. So Humvees are good defensively, but at these ranges, not really. Not when you're in tank gun range. And that Pivads takes down that helicopter. Pivads, of course, the best spag in the game. Has been for some time. Like, no other spag does that much damage. No other spag is worth bringing. In Kellerman, at least. So, cool blob from StoBeZ. And yeah, 24th, just powerful to the end. You see that Finn has been running out of things. You saw that he ran out of tanks. You saw that he you know, he started running out of certain types of infantry. 24th just doesn't have that problem. Like, look, all he's been buying is CV tanks because he's run out of normal ones. 24th just never runs out of anything. Although we did see 2 Strike Eagles go down. Oh, here we go, the line bomber, bombing in a big long line. So, got a couple kills. The main effect is cohesion on the vehicles, just makes the vehicles a bit less useful. Rifles firing their laws. Can't tell if they're getting anything. They are getting something. Aero rifles purchased for StoBeZ, clearly not been spending his points. You can only buy 2 aero rifles a minute. Although actually, if they're in Hueys, maybe you can buy 3. Good kill with that engineered dragon. Artillery coming in here. It is a very cinematic game, it has to be said. And yeah, there's 2 minutes left though, so it's pretty obvious who's won. But yeah, maybe the Hueys will make it in. Ride of the Valkyries begins playing. I like the custom Hueys. They've got like red tails for some reason. Let me know in the comments section if you're an American. Why do 24th Air Assault Air Assault 24th Infantry Division that also gets an Air Assault component apparently. Why do they, if that hits, yeah. Why do they have red tails? We'll see if they make it. He's got 2 minutes. They're stopping. No, that's a recon helicopter. So they're going hard in. There's no counterfire. I don't see any counterfire. Oh no, there they are. Building's full of enemies. That one's spinning. I'll try spinning. That's a good trick. And they managed to land the aero rifles. But the helicopters are getting blown up on the ground. It's not looking great. That guy's dying down there. Oh dear. But they did manage to land. And there were rifles waiting for them. It's a very cinematic game. It's just like wherever you point the camera, it looks good. Do you know what I mean? Like, look at that. Honestly, Broken Arrow looks like shit compared to this. Particularly because of the performance problems. You have to run it on low and so on. Yeah. I guess Warner's just had more development time. Well, actually, I say that. I suppose you could say that they've got the stuff from Red Dragon. But yeah, 24th, powerful to the end. Oh, this guy might get in. I doubt it, though. He's running into a bunch of tanks. CV snipe? CV snipe? Oh, amazing CV snipe. CV snipe? 10 seconds left. Come on. Get me a CV snipe. Oh, that was a CV snipe. Blimey, he just got sideshot by Toe 2, died in 1 hit. So yeah, GG. Yeah, interesting decision to stay till the end. When I click on Finn, it just comes up with my profile. That's a bug. It's been in the game for a while. And StoBeZ was ranked above me, and now he's ranked 21. 80% win rate. What's mine? 76. Okay, interesting. Yeah. Poor micro with the noobhawks. But generally, very good game. I enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it? And the Strike Eagles at the end were poorly microed. Yeah, it's interesting. I liked the usage of smoke. And you see, the Raden spam was just not effective at all. You see how many Radens died valiantly? The Foxes at the start did a lot of work. Look at that. That's those Mirage 4 bombing runs. Was it just one Mirage 4? Where's the Mirage 4? So there you go, the Mirage 4 got a few. And yeah, GG.